I am super glad to be on your screen today. Welcome to my channel. Now today I'm going to be talking to you guys about how I ended up in the US, because I put up a post on Instagram asking people to ask me anything that they wanted to know about me, and most of the questions were about how I ended up living in the US. Now, ever since I finished high school, I really wanted to come to the US, but it just seemed like an impossibility. Najua ile, I didn't know sikuwa na means, I didn't understand the process, and ilikuwa tu, so I just decided to forget about it and concentrate on myself. So after nimemaliza college, that's when I started to see the opportunities that I'd have if I'd be able to go. So I really wanted it bad. I applied for a visa. I went to the embassy 3 times and I got denied 3 times. So the first time I went, I applied for a student visa. I got denied. The second time I applied for a visiting visa, I got denied. And the third time I applied, it was for a baptism, and I got denied, of course. But that made me feel really bad, and it just made me feel disappointed and discouraged. So I decided, I didn't see it for me, you know. It just seemed hard, because for some reason when you go to the embassy and you're young and you're single, they just see, okay, mostly young, let's say, they'll just come to a conclusion that you're not going to come back to your country. So that just seemed like an impossibility, you know. So I decided, okay, let me just concentrate on my stuff, and then maybe later on an opportunity will present itself. So I had this habit of applying for a green card year after year or every other year, and I never won. So I used to apply, but I never win. It just got frustrating, because you apply in October and then you get to find out the next year in May if you won. So I kept applying, and then it didn't happen. So I decided to stop. I lost hope. But then one day I went and applied again, and then the next year in June, I found out that I'd won. And I found out a whole month late, you know. And there was some things that I was supposed to do. That once you win the green card, there are things you're supposed to do right there and then. There are forms you're supposed to fill, forms you're supposed to send to the embassy. But I didn't know that I'd won, you know, a whole month, just like that. No, having won, but having no idea. So after I found out that I'd won, I started to research what to do next, because what I knew then was that the embassy is going to contact me. They're going to tell me, come to the embassy, get your plane ticket, get your information about the house we're gonna give you to live in, even if it's just renting, you know, and the car that you're gonna get and the job. That's what I thought, but I was just shocked in the end, because that's not anything close to what happens after you win the green card. So after I did my research, I met someone called Simon Says online, and he was giving information about what to do after you win the green card. So that's how I was able to follow up and to figure out where to start and what I'm supposed to do. So I found out there's a form called D260 that you're supposed to fill in. So I filled that in really fast and I sent it. And then there's some things you're supposed to do, but that's later. So once you've sent the D260, then you're gonna get an email to proceed. But that's when your case number pops up. When you win a green card, you get a case number. So if your case number is really high, then later you're gonna be called to the embassy. But if it's really low, then you get to be called faster. So my case number was pretty high. So I waited and I waited. That's when the waiting game begins, because you're gonna wait for a long time. I waited until around October. So people were applying for the green card again, so I applied again. And as I was waiting, as I was applying, I just put in the same information, but this time I was at ease, because I knew that I'd already won. But just because I'd won, I didn't want to miss this opportunity, and I almost did. The opening, the green card application time ended, but I don't know what happened. They had an extension, so I applied on the last day. I think it was on the 25th. I think it was on the 25th, because they added time. So I applied again, and then I'm still waiting for the first green card to bring me here, but it never happened. My case number was too high. The cutoff number was 35,000. So when you win a green card, 100,000 people win a green card, but only 50,000 will get to come. The rest of you'll just, you know, mtapotelea tu hapo in the mix somewhere, because they can't give everybody a green card. So what happens is that they're not gonna give 50,000 people, maybe like because families, let's say if you have a wife and 6 kids, so that's 7 green cards, you know. So by the end of the whole thing, a lot of people have come with their families and the green cards are exhausted now, so there was none left to pass the 50,000 mark. So that one just disappeared like that, and I'm really glad that I applied for the other one, because you know it would have been easier to just say that I've already won, I won't waste time to go and apply for another one. So when it got to May the next year, I found out that I won the one that I applied in the extension time. So when I started the process, now I was in the know. I didn't have all that stress. Sikuwa nasumbuka ati nitafanya nini, because at least nilikuwa na idea. So I filled in the form and then I sent. And the good thing is that my case number was pretty good. It was around 17,000. My first case number was 52,000 and something, but my second one was 17,300 and something. So it was easier for me to do the whole process and get any contact back. So after they contacted me, they let me know that I need to do some things. I need to go for medical. So there's this place called IOM. I think it's in Westlands. That's where you go for your tests and vaccinations and everything. The whole process is tedious but totally worth it. So I went to the embassy. I went to the hospital. It's like just a center. And then I went and got tested. Nikapatiwa vaccine mingi, and then I sent them to the embassy. And then there's a lot of paperwork. Kuna police report, kuna birth certificate. There's just so much you have to send to the embassy. And then now I was given a date for my interview. Yes. When you win a green card, haimaanishi ati ni guaranteed utakuja. It depends with inalingana na hiyo interview when itaenda. So if you go to the interview, they're going to ask you a few questions, and then you have to have so much. Kuna lazima kuwe na host. Host lazima akutumie paperwork yake so they can see if they're able to host you. I mean, it's just a whole thing, you know. So after nimemaliza hiyo kazi yote ya kutuma vitu, I went to the interview. I was so nervous. Remember, I'd applied 3 times and I was denied 3 times. Then nilikuwa nimeenda huko 3 times. So it was like a place I know. Yani naingia tu napitia tu hizo search, na I've been here before, this is it. Sasa wanataka kuninyima tena. I was just so stressed. But after I got in, nikangoja in line. I really waited because my appointment was at 7. I even remember my whole family took me. I was just so nervous. So the appointment was supposed to be at 7 in the morning, but I ended up having the interview around 10. Can you imagine? That's 3 hours just waiting. So my time came up. I was called in. I went and gave out my paperwork. Now I had issues in my paperwork because there's some things I had to change, and I had to change them fast, and I had to change them within a span like of 2 days. That's when I found out that I needed to change my information. So this even made the situation worse. I was more nervous. But when I went to the interview, everything went well. God is good. They didn't ask me anything. It was so smooth. I mean, just normal questions. You know, unajua ukienda una expect uta. There's a time, one of my experiences, nikienda kuna a day I met mama ametoa makaratasi mingi. I'm telling you, a whole bulk of papers. You know, walikuwa wameshika makaratasi mingi trying to explain, you know. It's just crazy when you're there, because once this person who's inside the office, because inakuanga kama bank, mwenye ako ndani ile katela venye anakuambia to that's it. Hapo sasa, that one is on, you know. Of course God is the one who determines your destiny, but I'm just saying like ukiona huyo hapo kitu inaweza mwambia tu no. But the thing is that I came to realize that hizi mambo zote ziupangwa beforehand. It's not that person mwenye ana deciding inakuanga imepangwa. So I went and I talked to them, and they took my passport, and then after a while they sent it to me through DHL, and then I was able to book a flight. So ukishinda green card, you have until September to go to the US, but I went in June, and that's a few years back. Sijakaa sana, but still, you know, I'm really grateful for that. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you need any more information, just comment down below and let me know how I'd assist you with information, and whatever you want to know, just ask and I will answer you. Thank you guys. Please like, comment and subscribe. Thank you.